Hello, I'm Julian Whittle, the Chamber's Business Engagement Manager, and I'm here with our Finance Manager Richard Condron to talk about R&D tax reliefs, which are in effect a tax incentive for businesses to invest in research and development. Now, I remember the Chancellor made a fuss about this in the budget last month when he announced that he was increasing the R&D expenditure credit from 11% to 12% with effect from January the 1st. But there are two types of R&D tax relief, aren't there, Richard?
Yes, that's correct. There is the expenditure credit that you've just mentioned, but there's also a corporation tax relief that's available for small and medium enterprises.
So the credits for bigger businesses and the reliefs for smaller firms?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I've got that. So what sort of projects and costs qualify as R&D for tax purposes?
Well, the R&D relief is based around being part of a specific project to make an advance in science or technology. You can't claim R&D relief for advance in social sciences like economics or in a theoretical field like pure maths. The expenditure must be in order to make an advance in science or technology.
Okay, so explain to me how the SME relief works.
Well, basically, you as part of qualifying expenditure, you can deduct an extra 130% of that expenditure from your taxable profit for the year. So whereas usually you would deduct 100% of the cost, you would actually deduct 230% of the cost. So for anything qualifying as R&D, if you can prove that it is R&D expenditure, for every £100 spent, you can actually deduct £230 off your annual taxable profit for the year.
That sounds very appealing. So what criteria does your business have to meet to claim SME relief?
Well, in order to be an SME, you have to have less than 550 staff or have under €100 million in turnover for the year or a balance sheet value of under €86 million.
And what's the procedure for making a claim?
To make a claim, you will fill in the relevant part of your company tax return for the year, in which you list out qualifying expenditure, which will then be reviewed by HMRC to see if that is an expenditure that is eligible for R&D.
Okay, that sounds straightforward enough. But HMRC says there was a 20% increase in the number of businesses claiming R&D tax relief last year. And a similar 20% increase in the amount of relief being claimed. So it looks as if more businesses are getting wise to this and claiming. But are there any downsides?
Yes, there are potential downsides. One of which is being the cost that it takes to actually compile a claim. It can take a large amount of time and scrutiny. Given the scrutiny that these claims are under, it can take a large amount of accountants' time in order to build a claim up for a particular client. So in essence, for an SME, the cost that it can be to actually get a claim together can outweigh the cost of what your actual tax saving is, in which case it just wouldn't be worth it.
Anything else?
Yes, the qualifying expenditure needs to be made before you know whether you are eligible to make a claim or not. So you could be spending money on research and development without any knowledge that this would be part of a successful claim that HMRC would approve.
You can't be certain until you actually make the claim.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Lastly then, if businesses are thinking, well, this potentially might be for us, can the Chamber's Cumbria Business Growth Hub help them find out if they're going to be eligible and they want to explore it further?
Well, the first thing that I would say would be to contact your accountant. Accountants will be the first port of call if you were interested or you felt that some expenditure that you had made could be put towards an R&D claim. Now, as I say, this can be a very scrutinised process, and some accountants may not have the ability to be able to build a claim properly. If that's the case, then you should contact Cumbria Business Growth Hub, and we'll be able to put you into contact with various accountants in the area that could help you out in submitting a claim.
That's brilliant. Thanks very much, Richard.
Cheers.